for watching the screencast designed to help districts complete the D October Headcount. Last year, this data collection was housed in PowerSchool. This year, we are using a Microsoft form to complete this, which I think you will find more user-friendly as we are able to put additional instructions right in the form rather than separately on a PowerPoint screen where you may need to toggle back and forth. I just want to point out all districts should complete this, even if you do not have a local facility for neglected or delinquent students within your attendance zone. If you have questions related to this data collection, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Laura Pop. You see my email address embedded in this form, or my colleague, Dr. Nick Anderson. To begin, you'll enter your full name and your email address. For question 3, you will select your PSU. If you do not see your PSU listed and you are a charter school, that is because there is a separate form for charters to complete that you can find in the listserv. For this particular form, there are only districts listed. If you are in fact a district and you do not see your district listed, there is a place at the bottom. I'm going to scroll down, just scroll quite a bit, so I apologize if it's making me dizzy. The last option is my PSU is not listed. So if you are a district and you do not see your PSU, I apologize. Click this last option, and then for number 4, type your PSU. For question 5, you'll enter your organization number. For question 6, you will want to read this definition closely and think about whether you have an institution within your attendance zone that meets the definition. The definition is: a neglected institution is a public or private residential facility other than a foster home operated primarily for the child care of children who have been committed or placed in the institution due to abandonment, neglect, or death of their parents or guardians. Please note that the institution must be a residential facility and that this does not include foster homes. For question 6, you will enter yes or no. If you enter yes, then an additional question 7 will populate, where you actually report the number of children, age 5 through 17, who lived in a local institution for neglected children located within the boundaries of your PSU for at least 1 day during the collection period. The collection period, you do have some flexibility when determining that, but it must run for 30 consecutive days with at least 1 day falling in the month of October 2023. For example, you may choose to run your count from the middle of September to the middle of October, or the middle of October to the middle of November. You could even start your count on Monday, October 31st. As long as at least 1 day falls in the month of October 2023, you are accurate. Here are some special notes. It is possible that you may have students who reside in a neglected facility that is in a neighboring district. In this case, those students would be included in the count of the neighboring district because the facility is housed in their attendance zone. All students within a given facility benefit from services provided with funding, so this student would still receive services. They would just be facilitated by the neighboring county. Another special note: students within a given institution should be counted as either neglected or delinquent. Use the original charter or purpose of the institution to determine whether students are reported as neglected or delinquent. The only time a PSU would report both neglected and delinquent numbers is if there are 2 or more facilities located within the PSU's attendance zone, each with a different charter or purpose. So number 7 is where you will enter in, again, the number of children age 5 through 17 who lived in that neglected facility. Note again that if in number 6 you said no, we do not have a local neglected institution, then number 7 will not populate for you. Moving on to number 8 that everyone will answer. A delinquent institution is a public or private residential facility operated for the care of children who have been adjudicated as delinquent or in need of supervision. This category also includes children in local adult correctional institutions. Think about whether you have an institution within your attendance zone that meets this definition. Again, it is important to emphasize that the institution must be a residential facility and include students who have been adjudicated. For question 8, you will answer yes or no. If you answer yes, an additional question will populate asking you to report the number of children aged 5 through 17 who lived in a local institution for delinquent children located within the boundaries of your PSU for at least 1 day during the collection period. Again, the collection period must run for 30 consecutive days with at least 1 day falling in the month of October 2023. Special notes. It is possible that, just like with neglected institutions, you may have students who reside in a delinquent facility in a neighboring district. In this case, those students would be included in the count of the neighboring district because the facility is housed in their attendance zone. And again, students within a given institution should be counted as either neglected or delinquent. Then you will click the Next button. You will get a message that says this is the end of the D October Headcount for 2023 data collection. Please be sure that you do click the Submit button once you receive this message. And you're all finished.